I've come here to listen to you, to get a sense of what you're feeling and how we can work together to make entrepreneurship easier, to help you build startups. You might hear me saying two things, but I guarantee you if I'm saying two things here, it's going to be done.
I'm very excited here to have Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji in Bengaluru, which is the hub of entrepreneurship in India. Of lately, we are facing quite a bit of issue in terms of the angel tax, and I am really looking forward to hear his thoughts.
I think angel tax goes counter to the philosophy of startups. We're going to get rid of this tax. When we come to power, we'll
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And you can call me on that one.
One of the difficulties we have been facing is GST and implementing of the GST. What would he do to simplify the GST?
The definition of a GST is one tax. So even though the government likes to call this thing a GST, this is not a GST. This is 5 different layers of taxes and it is counterproductive. So we are pretty clear. We're going to get rid of this GST. We're going to reform the GST and we are going to work. We're going to work to give you one GST, simple GST, with as few complications as possible and the lowest tax possible.
What way is a policy going to help the end user consumer in terms of lowering the cost of the medical care, lowering the cost of the hospital cost?
In our manifesto, we are thinking about a right to health. So providing basic minimum health care to the entire population. That's something that would be helpful. Increasing the amount that we spend on healthcare of our budget. I think we're also thinking about a minimum income guarantee scheme that guarantees that nobody in India will have an income below a certain floor.
Got a really good opinion about how it will be when a startup works together with the Indian politics or Indian a business policies as such.
You can't escape a political conversation. For us, it's important that we understand all the stakeholders in the country, multiple different stakeholders. So I think a conversation informs us what you'd like. And from our perspective, I think what's important is that we listen carefully. Green revolution, white revolution, liberalization, telecoms, computers. It is always about breaking a monopoly. And currently there is a massive monopoly on our banking system. If you look at job production, it comes when small and medium businesses become big businesses, and it comes from this type of ecosystem. So opening up the banking system to entrepreneurs, to small and medium businesses aggressively, that's something that is fundamental.
It's nice to see that this government, like the Congress government and Rahul Gandhi, they're quite pro entrepreneurship, and it's nice to see that. However, what we'd like to see a little bit more moving forward is what are the critical steps taken in terms of uplifting and empowering entrepreneurs.
The informal sector is actually the backbone of India, and the informal sector, it really is, and the informal sector needs to be transformed. Not with shock therapy, gently, but the informal sector also needs to be protected.
I just want to know, why is everybody going around saying Chaukidar Chor?
Apparently now the whole country is a Chaukidar. The Rafale contract is the biggest defense contract in the world. It was negotiated by the UPA. The aircraft to be manufactured in India, frankly, in Karnataka, right here, by HAL. Now, we changed governments. Mr. Narendra Modi becomes Prime Minister, and you can check this. He goes to France with Mr. Anil Ambani on his delegation. What we subsequently find is that the 526 crore aircraft has become a 1600 crore aircraft, and Mr. Anil Ambani suddenly edges into the contract. Mr. Anil Ambani got the world's biggest defense contract. He's never built an aircraft in his life. So that's why everybody is saying Chaukidar Chor hai.
Though the crowd got unruly, he was willing to take those questions. I was surprised that somebody there is willing to take impromptu questions and address issues. It was nice. He's a very simple chap. I didn't think he would be that down to earth. He's a fantastic guy, I think. Yeah.
When you close your mind, when you have an environment which is angry, when you have an environment where there is tension, anger, viciousness, you don't just close your mind, you close the entire ecosystem, right? So what is happening today is India's liberal nature, India's open system, India's institutions are being attacked. They're being suppressed. So for us, you have to have an open ecosystem. People have to be ready to talk. People have to be ready to converse, right? For us, that's the first step. With a bad environment, you're going nowhere.
He understands the implications of hatred, and I think when he talks, there's no hatred at all. He sounds very neutral. He sounds very rational in what he's saying, and I think that really helps. Think we need somebody who is who sounds apolitical, at least is willing to listen and respond accordingly. And I think he's a very rational person. Yeah, thank you.
If they come to power, then startups and entrepreneurs may have an easier life.
I understood his pulse. He really wanted to do something for the country, and when he spoke with the vision.
I want to thank you for what you're doing for the country. Each one of you, in your own way, are working very, very hard and trying to make this country successful. So I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you're doing. I understand that you struggle. I understand that you face an uphill battle, and my doors are open for you in any way I can help you.